This is 5 easiest and best ways you can make money through property. The first way you can make money through property is through your residential property, which is the property that you live in. Second way would be to make money through buy-to-let properties. Third way would be to get into serviced accommodation and into hospitality sector. Fourth way would be through commercial property. And the fifth way would be to get into property development. So the first way you can make money through property is through your residential property, and that's by far the easiest way of making money. The positives are obviously there's not much effort required from your side, and also the money that you gain from selling your property isn't subject to tax. The negatives are there's no cash flow through your residential property, and it's classified as a liability because you're paying money out if you're getting a mortgage, or whether you've got the whole equity into the property. It means your money is not sort of giving you any money back per month. First thing you want to consider when buying your residential property is the location, and it's by far the most important. You want to make sure it's located in a popular area, a family-friendly area with good schools around, and if possible close to local shops and amenities and good transport links. In terms of the actual location of the property in the area, you want to make sure, it's in a bit of a private state rather than on a main road, so you've got more privacy. You also want to make sure it's accessible with regards to parking and stuff like that. That all this will affect your future market value. You also want to look into any future developments that's in the area which could affect your market value. So say for example, if they're building a new shopping complex or there's a new development going on, which again in turn would affect your market value. Second thing you want to consider is the market value of the property. Now, if possible, you want to try and negotiate the price down and buy the property below market value. In order to do that, you need to find a seller who's motivated to sell. But obviously, if not, then you want to look into historical data in that area and in that road and see what sort of prices the houses have been sold for. The other thing you want to look into is how long the houses have been on the market and how close have been the offers to asking price. The other thing you want to look at is the rental value in that area, just in case, if you ever decided to let the property out, you want to make sure you get a good return on your investment. Third thing you want to consider when buying your residential property is the potential to add value. So for example, if you can add an extension to the property and increase the square footage, or if you can do cosmetic work to the property which adds value to the property, that's the kind of property you want to go for. But the thing to consider when doing that is you've got to look at historical data and see what the ceiling for that area is. And if for example you add in an extension to a property which is going to cost you about £50,000 and the value of the property goes up by about 50,000, then that's probably not a viable option. Fourth thing you want to consider when buying a residential property is the layout of the property, because it could be quite costly to change the layout. If the bathroom's downstairs and you want to take it up, or you want to change where the kitchen is located, that could potentially have a lot of hidden costs with your drainage and stuff like that. And as far as possible, you want to try and avoid that and go for a property that you're happy with the general layout of the place. Once you've ticked all these boxes, next thing to do would be to get the property surveyed and make sure everything is as it should be. There's no issues structurally with the property. And once that's come back approved, then you can move ahead and buy the property, and obviously you can move into it, live in it, and as the years go on, you have your gradual increase in property prices, which is normal everywhere, and it's usually about 7 to 10%, but it depends on where the property is located. And then every few years there's a spike in the property market, which is probably the best time for you to sell the property and make the biggest profit. So there you go, guys. This was how you can make money through your own residential property. Tune into our next video where we discuss some of the best strategies on how to make money through buy-to-let properties, and what are some of the best ways that you can increase your return on investment. Thanks for watching the video. If you're new to the channel, please subscribe and turn on notifications so you'll be notified every time we post a video. If you found this video informative, please give us a like, and if you have any questions, please comment down below, and see you next time.